Our film today tells about a poor young man. His life completely changed after he learned the kung fu style called the snake, and he was able to defeat all his enemies with mastery and complete ease. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell and support us with a like. Our story begins with Master Shao running in the fields, and he went to meet the teacher Wang. Shao is the head of the snake martial style school, and Wang is the head of the eagle school, and the two schools had a very big enmity, and the goal of each school was to eliminate the other school. Shao Luang says, "You killed more than 30 students of my school, and I must kill you." Wang said to him, "My mission is to eliminate the snake style in all of China, so that the eagle art becomes dominant." And indeed the fighting began between them. At first the two were even, but with time Wang began to control the fight, and was able to overcome Shao, before Shao died. Luang said that he has a friend named Bai, who is also a master of the art of the snake style, and he will keep it even after his death. So Wang gets angry, and decides to search for Master Bai to kill him, and the events take us to Master Bai, the friend of Master Shao, and Bai was sleeping on a hanging rope. He was busy hunting mosquitoes, and suddenly the owner of the house came to him, asking him for rent, but Bai was a failure and drunk, and had no money, so the owner of the house attacked him, accompanied by his followers, and Bai tried to escape, but they multiplied on him to beat him. And although Bai was an old and drunken man and resembled beggars, but he is a master in the art of the martial serpent, and he was able to overcome them. I beat them all together, then ran away from the place quite easily. After that the events moved us to a martial arts school, and while the students were training, we see the poor young man named Shen Fu, and Shen was an orphan young man who was raised in the streets, and a cleaner works in a martial education school, and Shen loves kung fu. And he was excited after he saw the students training, but suddenly the teacher saw him, the principal of the school, and he beat him, mocked him, and told him that he was lazy, and did not pay attention to his work, and tried to dirt the place. So he put his shoes in the lime and dirty the surface of the ground to clean behind his shoes, but Shen could not object, because he did not have another job. And then the teacher came to me to train the students, and began to fight the second teacher. And the truth of the teacher appeared to me in front of the students, because he had no experience in fighting, and the students started laughing at them. And in order to get himself out of this dilemma, bring young Shen, who has no fighting experience, and continues hitting Shen, in order to prove to the students that he is skilled in fighting. Then Shen went out to the kitchen, feeling insulted and humiliated, but he could not object, or else he would come from his work and return to live on the street. And he grieved and cried because of that injustice. And when the kitchen worker came to console him, he ran out of the place. He is sad. And the events go to the nearby kung fu school, while the city judge brought his son to learn martial arts, and in order for the school director to prove his school's fighting skills, he demonstrated breaking bricks with a sword of the hand. But the judge's son increased the number of bricks, and then this man was injured by his hand. And when he came to shake hands with the judge's son, he suffered a lot, and their inexperience was revealed before the judge. And teacher Bai came to rest in front of the school, while the director saw him, and ordered him to leave, and ordered his assistants to beat teacher Bai. And Bai began to defend himself, and by chance Shen was walking in the street, and he saw them beating the man, the old man. He asked them to stop hitting him, but they refused, and with his lack of experience in fighting, but he is brave, and began to defend Master Bai. And because Bai has fighting experience, he cooperated with him and directed him to hit them, and Shen and Bai won over them. Even I am the man who claims to be a priest. They took the opportunity and ran away. Even though Shen was poor, but he hosted the teacher. Bai went to the school kitchen, and at this time the teacher was the host of the city judge, who brought his son to teach him the arts of kung fu, and to prove to me the experience of his school in fighting. He brought Shen, and ordered him to pretend to fight, but without resistance, and this other young man took a beating Shen, and when he wanted to defend himself, he blocked him by the rack and beat him, and Shen came out angry and sad, and when he asked him what happened, Shen ran to his room. He told the chef Master Bai that they were using it as a beating bag, and in order to relieve Bai from Shen and get him out of his sadness, so he took a show his skills in playing with the plate. He asked Bai Chen to try to take the plate from him, but Chen tried a lot, and failed to take it from him. And when he tried to imitate it, the plate fell and broke. And Chen hosted Master Bai and covered him with his blanket, and when Bai woke up, he noticed that Chen affected himself, so he covered him with the blanket. Then he went. And the second day Chen woke up from sleep, and looked for the teacher and found that he had gone out, but he noticed the writing on the wall, and it is one of the secrets of the combative snake style, in which he ordered him to follow the drawings of the foot, which he drew for him on the ground. So Shane proceeded to try to follow steps, and at the same time he remembers Bai's movements when he was playing with the plate, and he learned the movements at an amazing speed. And while he was begging in the street, he noticed the snake's drawing on a house there, so he entered the house to explore, but he saw another book, and discovered that he was in the trap of the Eagle School. But before he escaped, he was surprised by a young man who was commanding from his evil boss Wang to kill teacher Bai, so he started fighting Bai, and although Bai is old, but he has experience of fighting and defeated him. Until the man who claims to be a priest appeared, and he stabbed Annie in the shoulder, and he hit them with one movement, then fled through the roof of the house. And at that time the judge went to check on his son, and when he asked his son to demonstrate martial arts, so the teacher brought me young Shen to be beaten by the judge's son, and stipulated that he should not resist. At first, Shen did not resist, but he got angry, so he started using the snake art, which was drawn by Master Bai, and avoided all his blows and made him a laughingstock. The judge got angry, then took his son and left the school. Of course, the teacher Li got angry at Shen, and started beating him in front of all the students. Shen became angry and sad, because he had lost his dignity, and ran into the street angry, and suddenly he saw Master Bai, who was injured by a knife stroke, and took him to an isolated house. And Shen ran quickly to the fighting school, to bring some medicinal herbs and medicines, to help Master Bai, and treat his wounds. And at this time the teacher came, the evil Wang came to the city, and ordered his followers to kill Master Bai, thus getting rid of the snake art masters, so that the eagle art would become the strongest in all of China. After Master Bai awakened from his injury, he thanked Shen a lot, because he was the one who saved him from death, and it was he who take care of his treatment. So he said, "By what launch will I teach you the art of snake fighting, so that you can defend yourself, so that the art of snake does not become extinct, and Shen becomes the successor of Bai." And Shen felt very happy, and he began any of the second day of teaching Shen the martial art of the snake, and Shen began to learn how to use his hand is like a snake, and he learned how to deal deadly blows to his enemies. And after extensive training, Shen was able to transform his body as flexible as a snake, in dodging strikes and counterattacks, and he mastered every art of the snake's martial style with complete prowess, and because he possessed determination and endured all difficulties. And continued training day and night. And with time, Shan became completely master of the snake style, and the second day, Teacher Lian entered Teacher Li's school, to challenge Teacher Li, and to prove the strength of their school, and to make fun of him in front of his students, and Li and his colleague were afraid to confront him, so he told them that he would fight them both. Indeed, the fighting began between them, and from the beginning, Lian Ba freely beat them together. He made them laugh in front of the students. And won the fight quite easily. So all the students decided to leave Teacher Li's school, and went to join Lian's school. And while Shen was busy cleaning the school, suddenly Teacher Heng, who was the school's first teacher, appeared, but he was traveling. After the teacher left Li to manage the training of students, he found the school empty, so Shen told him what happened, and told him that Teacher Lian took all the students to his school. So Han became angry and went to attack Lian's school, in order to fight him, and the fighting between them started and they were even at first, but Teacher Lian was stronger. He defeated Master Heng. And Shen could not control his anger, so he kicked Lian with his shoe, and challenged him to defeat him. Indeed, Shen had to show the secret of his strength, and the secret of his learning the art of the snake. Suddenly the evil teacher Wang appeared. Lian tried to use all his weapons to beat Shen, but Shen took the stick from him and beat him. The students were impressed by Shen Wu's skill. They decided to join his school Hang again, and watched the school students, then took Shen Master Heng to treat his wounds after it happened. And when Shen went to his room, he found out that Master Bai has left, and Shen kept running to search for Master Bai, and went to the old house. Suddenly Shen was surprised by Teacher Wang, who tried to trick Shen into knowing where Teacher Bai is, and told him that snake martial style teacher, but Shen didn't believe him. Wang told him to try and fight me. Shen already started attacking Wang, but every time the evil Wang overpowered him, and Shen couldn't get rid of his fist, until Shen finally conceded that he couldn't help Wang in the end. Shen was convinced by Wang's experience, that he is a friend of Master Bai, but Wang deceived Shen in order to reach and eliminate Master Bai and the snake martial art, and to become the first and only eagle art in China. And when Shen returned home, he found the martial art book torn, so he thought it was the cat who tore it, and figured that the cat fought the snake, and was able to kill it with his claws. And from here he discovered a new method, which is the cat's fist, so he developed the snake's method by merging it with the cat's fist. Then the teacher Bai came to visit Shen in the school and they sat talking, and the cook put poison in the tea, because he was hired by Wang, to kill Master Bai and Shen together. Master Wang confronted Shen from outside. The teacher, and Shen's good intentions, Lu Enji said that Teacher Bai is inside, but when they entered they did not find Teacher Bai. Wang concluded that Bai escaped and climbed the wall like cats, so he climbed and turned to the wall, to find Bai and kill him. But Shen did not understand what was going on. And after a while Wang met the evil Bai in the desert. Wang said to him, "It's time to eliminate the snake art completely, in order for the eagle art to become the strongest in China." Bai told him that the snake art will live forever. The two seemed to fight. From the beginning Wang dominated fighting. He surpassed Master Bai, because he was younger and stronger than him. And before he killed Wang Bai, Shen suddenly appeared, and confronted him forcefully, awakening Bai at the last moment. Shen Luang said, "I will kill you now because you are a cunning scammer and you lied to me." Wang said, "I will kill we talk now, and the Eagle School will become the strongest in China." And indeed the fighting began between Shen and Wang, and at the beginning of the fighting, Wang was superior and hit Shen, but Shen surprised Wang with the style of the cat he discovered. And he responded to all his strikes, and no matter how Wang tried to overcome Shen, he failed. Shen killed Wang using the cat's claw method, completely killing him, and suddenly the school cook came, hiding the knife behind his back, and while trying to stab Shen Pal's cane, Master Bai grabbed it with his experience and then broke it. The cook said to them, "Anyway, you're going to die now, because I put poison for you in tea." Shen and Bai pretended to be poisoned, and Shen cooperated with Master Bai in killing him, and Shen told him before he died that they don't drink hot tea, then thanked the teacher Bai Shen for saving his life twice, and told him that he admired him because he discovered the style of the cat, and the two decided to open a martial arts school in order to teach the art of snake and cat to all of China. And that was the summary of the movie Snake in the Eagle. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to receive all new, and see you